Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1, chapter 18, verse number 46. Karma palo narapatihi satu samrat bhraj shravaha Sakshan Mahabhagavataha Rajarshir Hayamedayat Ksutrut Shramayato Dinaha Naivasma Chapamarhati. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Emperor Parikshit is a pious king. He is highly celebrated and is a first-class devotee of the personality of Godhead. He is a saint amongst royalty, and he has performed many harsh sacrifices. When such a king is tired and fatigued, being stricken with hunger and thirst, he does not at all deserve to be cursed. Purport. After explaining the general codes relating to the royal position and asserting that the king can do no wrong and therefore he is never to be condemned, the sage Shamika wanted to say something about Emperor Parikshit specifically. The specific qualification of Maharaj Parikshit is summarized herein. The king, even calculated as a king only, was most celebrated as a ruler who administered the religious principles of the royal order. In the Shastras, the duty of all castes and orders of society are prescribed. All the qualities of a Kshatriya mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 18.43 were present in a person of the emperor. He was also a great devotee of the Lord and a self-realized soul. Cursing such a king when he is tired and fatigued, hunger and thirst was not at all proper. Shamika Rishi thus admitted from all sides that Maharaj Parikshit was cursed most unjustly. Although all the Brahmanas were aloof from the incident, still for the childish action of a Brahmana boy, the whole world situation was changed. Thus, Rishi Shamika, a Brahmana, took responsibility for all the deterioration of the good orders of the world. So, we have seen from the previous verses that when Maharaj Parikshit was hungry and thirsty, when he went to the hermitage of Shamika Rishi to quench his thirst, when he saw the sage was in silence with closed eyes and he was not responding to his request. So the king felt insulted and he picked up a lifeless snake and garlanded him on the shoulders. And having heard this incident by the Brahmana boy Shringi, he cursed Maharaj Parikshit that he would die in 7 days. When his father Shamika Rishi heard of this incident, heard of this curse, he was greatly aggrieved. And he was lamenting that for such an insignificant offense, you have awarded him heavy punishment. You have awarded him heavy punishment. It is because of the king's governance that we are able to live peacefully, without fear. He is not just king. He is a Rajarshi. He is a saintly king who could manage the kingdom so nicely and piously that all the subjects would respect him. as God himself. That is why the king is called as Naradeva, God in human form. He is also called as Narendra, the best among human beings. In this verse, it is said, he is called as Dharmapala, the protector of the religion. He is Mahabhagavataha, the first class devotee of the Lord. And is a Rajarshi, a saintly king, a representative of the Lord. And it is because of the king we are able to perform sacrifices. And it is said in today's purport, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita 18.43, a Kshatriya possesses all these qualities: Shauryam, Tejo, Dhritir Daksham, Yuddhe Chapi Apalayanam, Danam Ishvara Bhavascha, Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. He possesses heroism, Shauryam, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership. So Prabhupada is saying that a Kshatriya like Parikshit Maharaj possesses all these qualities and is strictly following the religious principles. And not only that, he is performing horse sacrifices for the well-being of the citizens. He was strictly following the Vedic principles. And such a king you have cursed. It is very wrong. Especially when he is tired and fatigued, stricken with hunger and thirst, you shouldn't have cursed him. It is because of the king we are able to do saintly duties. Otherwise, the demons like Hiranyakashipu and Ravana and their associates would harass us, would trouble us, will not let us do any sacrifices. They would create so much of problems. They would create so much of trouble to society. Because they have got demonic nature. Their tendency is to destroy the whole world. That is why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in the 16th chapter, the divine and demonic chapter name is, he says, Etam drishtim avasthabhya nasthatmano alpabuddhayaha. They have got less intelligence. Prabhavanti ugrakarmanaha. They do not perform anything which is beneficial to the citizens. They do not perform. Kshayaya jagato hitaha. They would destroy the whole world. This is the nature of the demons. Just like Hiranyakashipu, his brother Hiranyaksha. What did he do? Actually, Lord Varaha had appeared and killed his brother Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyakashipu was saying, what did my brother do? He was just innocent. He was so unjustly killed. What did my brother do? Actually, Hiranyaksha hid earthly planet in the lower planet system, in the Rasatala. In order to save the inhabitants of earthly planet, Lord Varaha had appeared. He appeared, went straight to the ocean, lifted the earth and placed in its orbit. And Hiranyaksha was saying, you cannot do this. You cannot take over the earthly planet without challenging me, without defeating me. Obviously, when Hiranyaksha was challenging like that, and there was a fight between Lord Varaha and Hiranyaksha. And when the Lord is fighting, obviously the demon will be killed. Hiranyaksha was killed. And Hiranyakashipu became very angry. And he was in search of Lord Vishnu. Where is Lord Vishnu? Where is Lord Vishnu? He was searching for him. And he said to his associates to find where is Lord Vishnu. Go to all villages. Set fire to the citizens. Kill people. Destroy those who are performing sacrifices. Set fire to all the villages. So like this, the demons were, troubling the innocent people, the Brahmanas who are worshipping, who are performing sacrifices. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in the same chapter again, 16th chapter, he says, Pravritim cha nivritim cha. The demons do not know what to be done, what not to be done. They do not know. They destroy the whole world. And what is the fault of saintly people? Just they are performing sacrifices. They are performing saintly duties. They are performing sacrifices for the welfare of the citizens. So, this is their demonic nature, Asuri Swabhava. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, the modes of material nature, how these modes of material nature can influence different set of people. He says there are three gunas, Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Sattva guna are those people who maintain purity. Unless one is pure, he cannot perform sacrifices. He cannot worship the Lord. He has to maintain purity. And he must be full of knowledge. And he must be charitable. The Sattva Guna people must be charitable. And Rajoguna are those who have unlimited desires, craving desires, longing desires. Unless one is in Rajoguna, he cannot succeed in today's competitive world. He cannot succeed in the competitive world. If one has to get one job, there is so much of competition in today's world. And there is only one post. And there is so much of competition. You see? So one has to be in Rajoguna if one has to succeed in his job or even in his business. And Tamoguna is in the person who is in delusion, who is in madness, who is lethargy, sleepy. So generally we think demonic natured person must be in Tamoguna. That's why he is acting like a mad person. Generally we think. But actually no. It is not that demonic people are always in Tamoguna. Now let us try to understand the 14th chapter and 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, how the three modes of material nature are influencing these demons and demonic people, divine and demonic people. Just like we see Jarasandha, we know he is a demon, but he has Sattva-guna qualities. He respects the Brahmanas and he gives the Brahmanas in charity. We see in the pastime of Lord Krishna, when Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima goes to Jarasandha in disguise as Brahmanas. And Jarasandha receives them very well. He offers them respect and he offers them in charity. Please let me know what you want, I am ready to offer. Even to cut off my head, he is ready to offer. Jarasandha, who is considered as a demon. So he has got Sattva-guna qualities. Jarasandha has got Sattva-guna qualities. On the other hand, we see Indra, who is a devata, who has got divine qualities. Is it not? Demigods have got divine nature qualities. But we see Indra, who is lusty, who is greedy, who is in anger. Sometimes he behaves in mad. He's in delusion. Once when Diti was pregnant, he entered the embryo, he entered the womb of Diti. Indra entered the womb of Diti in order to kill the embryo. You see, it is so abominable to having entered the womb of a woman who is pregnant and wanting to kill the embryo. It is so abominable, is it not? So he is acting out of madness, out of delusion. How a divine natured person can be influenced by lower modes. And we also hear Kamsa, who is number one demon. Is it not? When Vasudeva was appealing to Kamsa that don't kill Devaki. It is the sons of Devaki who is going to harm you. Devaki is not going to harm you. Now Devaki does not have any children. For the time being you are safe. Do not kill her. And I promise you that when there are children of Devaki, I shall hand over them to you. You may do what you wish to do. So, Vasudeva is known for word of honor. So Kamsa agreed with this proposal. He said, fine, I agree with your proposal. So when the first child was born of Devaki and Vasudeva, as promised, he takes the child to Kamsa and gives to Kamsa. And Kamsa became very compassionate. Became very compassionate. He said, this child is not going to harm me. I am not in danger of this child. The 8th child born of you is going to harm me. So I don't have any danger of this child. You may take back. And Vasudeva was very happy. He was jubilant. But at the same time, he did not trust in the words of Kamsa. He did not trust in his words because demons can change any time their decision. He did not trust his words. So next day, when Kamsa ordered all his ministers and counselors for a meeting, they are also demonic people. They said, why did you spare this child? Any child is going to harm you. Why did you spare this child? And Kamsa became agitated. He immediately ordered Vasudeva and Devaki to be arrested. When they were arrested, he killed the child one after another. You see the demonic nature? This is the difference how the modes of mental nature can influence divine and demonic natured people. One good thing with the divine natured people is that when they are in good association, they can be corrected. They can be corrected. Just like Indra, when he entered the womb of Diti, in order to kill the embryo, the children were crying. They were pleading. They were appealing. Do not kill us. Do not kill us. And immediately Indra resisted them to kill. Immediately resisted. And he comes out of the womb and he asks forgiveness to Diti. Without your knowledge, I entered your womb in order to kill your children. It is my mistake. Kindly forgive me. And Diti immediately forgave. And this is the reason. When they are in good association, divine natured people can be corrected. Whereas the demonic natured people cannot be corrected. Just like Prahlad's father, Hiranyakashipu. His associates were appealing, they were pleading, please do not harm your child, such a nice child, do not harm him, do not trouble him. Even his wife was pleading, do not torture him. Just because he is chanting the holy names of Lord Vishnu, who is their enemy, why are you torturing him? Such a nice child. Hiranyakashipu was not listening to them. So, demonic natured people cannot be corrected. This is how the modes of mental nature influences different kinds of people. So why I am saying this, here it is said, for such a small mistake of a king, which can be pardoned, you have cursed him to die, who does not deserve to be cursed. Who does not deserve to be cursed? In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadev Goswami to describe about hellish planets. It says there are 26 kinds of hell. There are 26 kinds of hell. While Sukadev Goswami was describing different kinds of hell and its punishment, he says, human beings have got developed intelligence. Human beings have got developed intelligence, and they should be compassionate to small creatures like insects, flies, mosquitoes. Just like, when we are doing something very serious, sometimes mosquitoes will come and bite us. Is it not? The moment it bites us, before it flies away, we want to kill it. Is it not? We come across. Sometimes these mosquitoes disturbs us. They try to enter our ears. They try to enter our nose, mouth. We feel so disturbed. And immediately we want to kill it. Is it not? So, now here, what is going to come up? So it is said, when we kill such a creature, when there is no compassion upon them, when we kill, there is a punishment in one type of a hell. There is punishment in one type of hell. He says, it is just like when somebody comes and pricks you with a pin. When somebody comes and prick you with a pin, you award him death sentence. It is same like this. Shamika Rishi is saying, for such an insignificant act, you awarded him death sentence. So Sukdev Goswami is saying, by the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, low-grade living beings like bugs, mosquitoes, suck the blood of human beings and other animals. Such insignificant creatures are unaware that their bites are painful to the human beings. They are unaware. They do not know that they are causing pain to the human beings. And we immediately tend to kill them with no mercy upon them, with no compassion upon them. We immediately try to kill them. However, the first class human beings like Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas who have got developed consciousness, they know that how painful it is to be killed. We know that it is very painful to kill somebody, is it not? And we kill them mercilessly. A human being endowed with knowledge certainly commits sin by killing such small creatures. Certainly commits sin by killing such small creatures. The Supreme Lord punishes such a man by putting him into a hell known as Andakupa. By putting into a hell known as Andakupa, where he is attacked with birds like bees, reptiles, mosquitoes, flies, worms, from all directions is attacked. And they would not let him sleep. Unable to rest, he constantly wanders in darkness. Thus, in Andakupa, his suffering is just like the creature in the lower species of life. Now one must be thinking, how many mosquitoes, how many flies, how many millions of mosquitoes we have killed? So how many are ready for this punishment? How many are ready? Where all these birds and flies are going to attack us. They will not let us be in peace. They will not let us sleep. They are going to attack us. You see? Why am I giving this example is, Shamika Rishi is reiterating, for such a small mistake, you have cursed him to die. Who is a Mahabhagavata, who is a Dharmapala, who is a Raja Rishi, who is a representative of the Lord, you have caused him to die. In today's purport, Shamika Rishi is admitting that such a curse was most unjust. Most unjust. He says, he takes all responsibility for all the deterioration, the Brahmana's deterioration of the good orders of the world. He takes his responsibility and he says, therefore the Brahmanas in Kali Yuga suffer in so many ways. They suffer in so many ways. On the contrary, how does devotees take this incident? How does devotees perceive this incident? One of the most prominent figures in the history of Mahabharata is Mahatma Vidura. He was born to a Shudrani, a maid servant to Vyasadeva. Although he was born to a Shudrani, he had a great parentage, being born to Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God, Narayana himself. And he was no less than Vyasadeva in respect. He was a pure devotee of the Lord. He was completely surrendered to the Lord, constantly devoted to the Lord, remembering the Lord. He had very much affection to his elder brother, Dhritarashtra. He had very much affection to Dhritarashtra. After Maharaj Pandu passed away at an early age, he was very much compassionate to the sons of Pandu. The Pandavas, he was very much compassionate. And he says to Dhritarashtra that you must do justice to the sons of Pandu, who are the rightful owners, of the kingdom, who can inherit the kingdom. You must do justice. When Duryodhana heard this, he says, you cannot interfere in this matter. He had practically insulted Vidura. He says, you are inferior. You are born to a Shudrani. How can you instruct Dhritarashtra? Although you are born in a lower position, how can you instruct Dhritarashtra? You are in this position of instructing my father? He practically insulted Vidura. which resulted him leaving home for pilgrimage and taking instructions from Maitreya Muni. He left home for pilgrimage to take instructions from Maitreya Muni. By the way, although he was the brother of Pandu and Dhritarashtra, why was his birth lower, considered to be lower? Why was he born to Shudrani? He's such a great devotee. He's a Mahatma. Once in the hermitage of Manduka Muni, where he was practicing severe austerities, there were some thieves who had taken shelter of his hermitage, Manduka Muni's hermitage. And Manduka Muni was not aware of this. And the king ordered his servants to go and catch the thieves. When his servants caught the thieves, along with the thieves, they also caught Manduka Muni and presented before the magistrate. And the magistrate gave a judgment that he should be pierced with a lance. A lance is a kind of a shula, a thorn-like shape. Shula, he must be pierced with a lance to death. And when the king heard this, he immediately came running. He said, it is not the mistake of the Manduka Muni. Manduka Muni is innocent. He is not aware of this. The problem is with the thieves. So immediately he must be relieved. He must be released. And Manduka Muni was released, but he was greatly aggrieved. I have done nothing. Why I was punished like this? Having thought like this, he goes to Yamaloka in order to question Yamaraj. Why did he go to Yamaloka? He knows that all these people are acting on behalf of Yamaraj. He goes to Yamaraj and questions this. For doing nothing, why I was punished like this? And Yamaraj reminds him that in his childhood, he was piercing a small ant with lance in the rectum. He reminded him of this act. And therefore, you deserve to be punished like this. When Manduka Muni heard this, he became very angry. You are sitting in such a position of a judge and judging different living entities. You have done a mistake. You have done a mistake. When I was in a childish, for such an innocence act, you are awarding a punishment like this? You don't deserve to take this post. He cursed him that you must be a Shudra for 100 years. You must be a Shudra for 100 years. That is how Vidura, who is an incarnation of Yamaraj, he's been cursed to be born as a Shudrani. And Prabhupada says, he explains in this context, he says that this is the arrangement of the Lord. Why was this arrangement of the Lord? Actually, Yamaraj was feeling that he was deprived of preaching. He was deprived of preaching. He was too busy in penalizing and punishing different living entities of their different activities. He was busy and therefore he was not getting opportunity to do preaching. He was thinking that Narada Muni is preaching, Lord Shiva is preaching, great devotees are preaching. Why am I deprived of preaching? And therefore the Lord made this arrangement. And in his place, Aryama was deputed for 100 years, and Vidura, who is Yamaraj, came to this earthly planet, born as a Shudrani, in order to preach the living entities and deliver the evil-minded like Dhritarashtra. And Prabhupada says, when the devotee of the Lord is sometimes seemingly cursed like this, such a curse is a great boon for the devotee. Such a curse is a boon to a devotee. We even see how Pandavas had so many difficulties, so many challenges. Although they were the rightful owners to inherit the kingdom, they had to face so many challenges, so many problems. They had asked Dhritarashtra just 5 villages. But Dhritarashtra was so greedy that he did not award them for such an insignificant ask. Such an insignificant ask. He did not award them. In fact, he devised a plan to kill all the Pandavas. So when once Dhritarashtra was building a house for them, when the house was ready, when all the Pandavas were shifting to the house, Vidura, who was so compassionate to the Pandavas, secretly revealed the information that Dhritarashtra is going to kill all of you. He is going to set fire to your house. A doorkeeper is going to come and set fire to your house. So all of you, tactfully, you should escape from this house. So when the house was set to fire, all the Pandavas entered into a tunnel which is beneath the earth and escaped through the tunnel. And which was unknown to Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra was thinking that now all the Pandavas have died, including their mother. He was thinking. And he performed last rituals also. Dhritarashtra performed last rituals also. So Prabhupada is saying that the Pandavas had all good qualities which are found in a pure devotee. The Pandavas had all good qualities, but they were harassed, they were tortured, so much so that they did not give even 5 villages. They did not award them even 5 villages. Even Lord Krishna tried to convince not to have the war, but the war was inevitable. So, Arjuna was actually, he was not afraid of the Kauravas. He was not greedy for the kingdom. He was not afraid of the Kauravas. Neither he was greedy for the kingdom. So, because they all had good qualities of a pure devotee. So, the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter, where it says, such a kind and soft-hearted person like Arjuna, who is engaged in devotional service of the Lord, is fit to receive self-knowledge. Is fit to receive self-knowledge. If one wants to, receive self-knowledge, Atma Vidya, one has to be a devotee of the Lord. The only qualification is to be a devotee of the Lord. Only a devotee of the Lord can understand the self-knowledge. The Jnanis who are meditating for thousands of years, they will not be able to understand. Because only a devotee who is surrendered soul, who is engaged in devotional service of the Lord, can only understand this Atma Vidya. Because the devotees are ornamented with all the good qualities. Kapila Muni says, what is the qualification of a devotee? He says, Titikshavaha, Karunikaha, Suhradaha, Sarvadehinam, Ajata Shatravaha, Shantaha, Sadavaha, Sadhubhushanaha. He says, a devotee he is Titikshavaha. He is tolerant in all aspects. Just like the Pandavas, who have been tortured, who have been insulted, in the assembly, Draupadi was disrobed. They are titikshavaha, they are tolerant. They are karunikaha, they are merciful. Suhrudaha, they are friendly to all living entities. Ajata shatravaha, they have no enemies. Shantaha, they are peaceful. Sadavaha, shadubhushanaha, they abide by the scriptures. They all possess these qualities, these ornaments. And that's why in the further shloka, Suta Goswami is saying and glorifying about Parikshit Maharaj. Is saying that the devotee of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, they are cheated, they are cursed, they are disturbed, they are neglected, or even killed, they do not avenge others. They are never inclined to avenge others. Even though Parikshit Maharaj had got the powers to counter the curse, he was tolerant. He has got the power to counter curse, but he was tolerant. This is a wonderful quality of a pure devotee. There is an interesting conversation between Narada Muni and Lord Krishna. There is one short video by Prabhupada. It's just 1 minute video. We shall try to understand. Very, very interesting. Let us pay attention to this video. Despite Pandavas faced many difficulties, their love for the Lord increased manyfold. Can we have the video, please?
So Narad met Krishna, his devotee. He could speak Krishna with little criticism. My dear sir, Krishna, by becoming your devotee, the Pandavas are very happy. They have lost their kingdom, their wife is insulted, and now they are banished for 12 years. So, it is very good thing. But the wonderful thing I see, that in spite of all these inconveniences, they have increased their love for you. So Narada is astonished. What kind of hypnotism you do, I do not know. In spite of being placed in so much inconveniences, their love for you has increased. That is the position of Pandava. This is Krishna consciousness.
So how many of us want to be hypnotized by Lord Krishna? So are all of you ready? Are you ready to face the difficulties? Very nice. That's why Kunti Devi is saying, Vipada Shantuta Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat Apunur Bhava Darshanam. Let there be calamities again and again in my life. Vipada Shantuta Shashvat. Let there be calamities again and again. O Jagat Guru, O Lord of the Universe, Bhavato Darshanam Yatsyat. Just by having your darshanam, just by having your darshana, Apunar Bhava Darshanam, we hear one phrase from Bhagavatam, Punaha Punaha Charvita Charvanana, again and again taking birth. Here it is said, Apunaha Bhavadarshanam, I will not take birth again in this material world. Just by having darshan of the Lord. Kunti Maharani is praying. So, all of you have agreed to face the difficulties. We have come to Krishna conscious to get free from all difficulties, all problems. But I see that there are so many problems coming. So many challenges are coming. So many difficulties are coming. I am practicing Krishna consciousness for so many years. Why I am put into so many difficulties like this? Is it not? We all feel sometimes like this. So we are all ready for it. There is one more conversation with Srila Prabhupada. One devotee is asking, the same instance, is asking, one devotee by name Atre Rishi is saying, is it true, Srila Prabhupada, that Krishna is testing us every day? Are we having tests? Prabhupada, no. Just like if you want responsible post, then there is a question. No. Just like if you want responsible post, then there is a question of test. If you want to become a vagabond, remain vagabond, where is the question of test? Devotee. No, Prabhupada, for devotees. Prabhupada, for devotees there is a test. For devotees there is a test. We see from devotees' life like Prahalad Maharaj. So much severe test he had to pass through. Bali Maharaj, Narada Muni, devotee. And the most advanced devotee is the more severe test? Prabhupada. No, after passing the examination, no more test. So, all of you are ready for the test? The test is, are we chanting Hare Krishna mantra attentively? That is a bigger test. Because Maya is not going to leave us. That's a bigger test. And further, Prabhupada is saying, before becoming to the post of a recognized devotee, Krishna tests very severely. That one has to pass. Krishna tests very severely, that one has to pass. So now the test is, when we are facing difficulties, how much we are remembering Krishna, how much we are ready to serve Krishna. The moment we face difficulties, we want to go away, slowly go away, slowly go away. When we are relaxed, when we are calm, when our modes are not attacking, then we come slowly, slowly, slowly. Despite all difficulties, despite all challenges, how much we are remembering Krishna. Just like this video, the Pandavas faced so many difficulties, so many challenges, so many inconveniences. But still their love for the Lord has increased. Right? So there is one quote by Prabhupada, with this we will end. This is the unique position of a devotee who possessed all these qualities, all these ornaments. This is a unique position of a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although the king, Indradyumna, was cursed, he welcomed the curse. Because a devotee is always aware that nothing can happen without the desire of the Supreme Lord. Nothing can happen. Although the king was not at fault, Agastya Muni cursed him. And when this happened, the king considered it due to his past misdeeds. Tatte anukampam susamiksha manaha. You see? He thinks it is because of my past misdeeds I have been cursed. And this curse is the desire of the Lord, is the will of the Lord. So whatever difficulties, whatever challenges we are facing, the Lord wants us to cross over. And that's why this test will come in our Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada is saying in the end, this is a practical example of how a devotee thinks. Of how a devotee thinks. Although there are so many, challenges, curses, the curse is a boon for a devotee. So we are all ready? Yes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.